best of the best, most ethical, light and love crew. Angels of love and light, I welcome you into direction to protect these messages, my chakras, my auras, my space, my work, my health and wellness, and that of my children's. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Right now we are going with the Tarot of the Spirit, because I need something a little abstract to answer this question. Actually, I don't even know if so much is a question, but some advice. I'm seeking advice from my inner core divine team, just for me, just suited for me in this span. I don't want to sell myself short again, and I want to be very I want to be fair. And thus, therefore, the end goal is to secure happiness in the long run, as well as not just like the destination point of it, but the duration. So I want to ensure that, so both parties involved in this career path are well suited to move forward, just happily, with clarity, and the ultimate functionality. So that's my goal here. I'm looking at some variables, and I want to make sure that I am ultimately fair with what my presentation is, what my abilities are. I have to consider that, because once I do this, I have to look at it as setting the tone for, let's say, the dating scene, or let's say I make like the most, like ultimate wealth in this avenue. What that means also for establishing relationships. Like, I don't want to fudge on that. I don't want to, like, I need to be understanding, like give myself a fair chance rather than just going with the first bite. I don't want to compromise myself ever again. So let's see this here. Let's get some advice, okay? What is it that I need to do, observing these options ahead? What within the understanding of securing independence, financial independence, stability, and prominence and wealth, the ability to sustain that. What is the advice from you, Spirit, or Jesus Christ? Because you work miracles, so I gotta get some answers on this one, okay? I looked at the offer letter, and I was just looking at, like, not the nice to haves, like, oh, I'd like to work hybrid, or I'd like to just work from home. I'm not going, like, off the wall with that stuff, but I have to understand, if I forego this certain portion of what others are normally eligible for, I need to consider, let's say, the cost of living. Like, I have to consider these things, or else I'll be kicking myself later. And I don't want to do that. There's nothing wrong with thinking about these things and asking. But what does Spirit have to say with all of this? Because I also have to look at the reality check of where I'm at right now, and I'm not functioning on the neediness. Like, I know the right fit will come through, that whoever realizes my worth isn't going to frown upon me speaking up for it, and inquiring, like at least putting that on the table, recognizing that. I have to trust that, because I do not want that for my love life, for my for friendships. I definitely don't. So let's look at it like that. Okay. So, Spirit, what have you got to say with regards to that? First off, like your thoughts on that before getting some advice. Okay, there's quite a bit there. It kind of cut through. There's a lot here. Oh, it's Ace of Fire inverted, facing the King of Wands upright, and then the crossing in reversal peeking, and then the Empress in reversal there. So I don't know what the crossing is, but Two of Swords in reverse, okay, and the Empress in reverse. So and then one fell down over there, but it's face down, so I want to read this part first. I'm on the verge of a sneeze right now. So what this looks like to me is, you know, an eye, and this is like the back of it. So this is the iris right here. So it's looking forward to these things, but there's something about the inside of it where, like, if you have astigmatism, you have to kind of squint your eyes because there's some kind of, like, bent, I forget how they say it, but there's some kind of bend in the back portion over here that strains sight. So there's something about that where we have to have confidence in our long-term vision, okay? Like, not just seeing, like, what's surface level, like, not relying on, hey, oh, somebody has eyes, oh, they can see, you know, that kind of interpretation. That the functionality of vision is clear-cut, it's there. So being a visionary, because it's very much inverted, you also have to take that into consideration, that people are not just getting my 9-to-5 value, they're getting like a bang for their buck. They are definitely getting that, and they kind of already know that. So do I know that? Do I recognize that? Am I willing to speak up for that? And it's like, you have to stand apart from the situation in order to unblock yourself and be able to, like, you can't cut your tongue. You know, what is it? This is not like just dabbling in curiosity. Like, do you think that they're going to be able to do this? You know, like, it's not like that. And I'm not toying around here. This is factual stuff. And without being aggressive about it, this is just something that's for real. Like, if somebody says that they're serious about you, like dating wise per se, and they're in it for the long haul because they want that kind of investment, all of the, like, bells and whistles that come with that investment. But it's like, like, trying to, like, level this, it's like, okay, they like that, but they only want to see you on certain days of the week. Isn't that a little, like, doesn't that, like, put a little rumble in your tummy? Like, I don't, what does that mean, you know? And like, I don't want to do that, you know? So, okay, let's lay those cards on the table. See, strength in reversal is right behind it. You have to challenge those things a little bit. Okay, so what was on the bottom over here on the recipient side? 8 of Wands. This is the inbox, communication coming in. So, Spirit says, communication is communication. That's all that it is. You can't... There's nothing wrong with communication, okay? This fell on the inbox, okay? So it's my turn to respond. And they said not to overthink it. People like you for a certain reason, you know? And even my current job, they get the feels that I'm already on my way out. Like I'm no longer stuck. And because of that, even the people that did me wrong are trying to lure me still back in. Like, would you, okay, how do you like it over in this arena now that you moved over there and you've been there for about a month and a half? How do you feel about it? If they offered you a full-time position, would you take it? And I said, I've communicated that, and maybe that's not what they're looking for right now, but I've already communicated that, and I would have, So there's discussions like that, even from people who did me wrong. There's, conversations picking me up, trying to lighten up the atmosphere with those, that crew. So it's, just looking at that stuff, like, it's valid. It verifies the value that I bring, even from the takers, even from ones that had original opponent aversion type of energy with me. So what do you want to say, Spirit? Some advice now, because I've got to go pretty soon. Some advice for me. Like, how do I approach this? Because I just want to approach it on a factual thing. Like, these are a couple of things that I have, everything looks right. These are a couple of things that I wanted to, throw out there for further consideration, given that okay, so 9 of Pentacles. Oh, it's the Zenith. This is, see, Tina, you're an independent thinker, okay? What I got from this, because like the central visualization of this is, it reminded me of like, when you get ready to like play pool, shoot pool, you put that, the balls in the center or whatever, for it to, for someone to like break it, to make the first move. And it's this huge sum right here of, let's say, budgeting or whatever, and in consideration. However, I'm like, I haven't played pool in such a long time, so I know that there's a strategy to it, and the break is kind of clean and simple unless you have poor aim. So I don't want to get caught up in like, oh, why, the what do you call it, the insecurities of not having a good break. We're like past that way of thinking now. If I ever cross that bridge again of like having like a week break or whatever, it's gonna be something that I can laugh off, but it's nothing that I should like shoulder on to this particular journey. So it's triangular. I finally boiled it down to that. And so this is like as above, so below. There's a lot of worth in here. There's a lot of positive exchange here. So even though that this triangular substance has 2 areas, like it's doubled up in its in the need to break up that energy, it's still valid. Like it's shining. So just go for it, Tina. The worst thing that they can say is a no. I know I have, how do I say it? Based on my reading skills and my abilities to like be able to lay that out with physical cards, that doesn't come out of nowhere. To be able to read energetics almost instantaneously, I know that even when some people are taught how to do it, there's a huge learning curve. So the fact that I can bring that into this avenue is already a huge advantage. And knowing how it already rolled out, like I'm not playing games here. And I'm not trying to pull strings, but I know that there was a good dynamic. I know that I didn't have maybe the perfect answers, but they were fully acceptable. And no one would keep me around to indulge in my energy for 3 to 4 hours at a time, especially within the area of professionalism, without that no one would string you along for that long. Like, even if they very much enjoyed your energy, they know that if they make the call that that's that, then that's that. That, how do I say it? I know people remember my energy, and I know that they value it, especially within that, within the experience that I've already had upon introduction. So I must be considerate also of what their abilities are upon my introduction. And I just have to be fair with it, which I'm fine with, I'm good with. So Spirit's saying, like, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Okay, so 3 of Pentacles. How did that even show up here? 3 of Pentacles in reversal. Why did that show up there? Is it a possibility of them turning me down and just going with another candidate? I mean, I suppose if that were a reality, then I mean, I've done that before, and they kept their person for, or this new person for a week longer, and they're like, no, she's just not working out. Like, can you just get this other girl back here? And so I've already seen it with even that particular experience was somebody, a very, how do I say it? People I didn't realize until I got hired that they were doing drugs on the spot. Like, and I, anyway, if they can recognize those things, I'm sure somebody who's absolutely sober and serious about their work will understand my value as well. And Spirit really doesn't want me to compromise myself. Spirit just, I know they don't. So even if they turn me down, something better will come along. So there's just no hard feelings on that. Because I know that whatever I'll be asking for or inquiring about is absolutely fair. They want someone who recognizes their value, not like squirms at it. You know what I mean? You want someone who's reliable enough that you can feel secure in knowing that you can include them on your inner circle of resources. Not someone who will let their knees buckle just because of fear. Okay, so what do you want to say about this, Spirit? Let's get a clarifier for that. That one. 4 of Wands in reverse. Is there yucky energy here? Hold on. Yeah, it just knocked down to 6 of Swords, clarity, and 7 of Cups. Okay. Yeah, just be clear about what your options are. Like, again, we're not supposed to be living in fear here, okay? So, I think Spirit is showing me that they're likely to turn me down or turn the offer down, but it's not the end-all be-all in the fact that I don't think it's at the point where it would be unsalvageable, like they would straight up turn me down. They would just say no. And I think either way, it would still be about building roots, foundations. Oh, thank you. So I'm going to turn this right side up. I'm going to manifest this into something that's solid, okay, that I can recognize as solid. And I'm going to put it one at a time into here for further clarifying, okay. We put the 4 of Wands, Flame of Spirit. Oh, 10 of Pentacles. Holy smackerels. That is so good. That is so freaking good. Okay, I'm going to put that right on top, okay. And it accentuated, okay. And then the 3 of Pentacles will go right there, which is cut into Ace of Pentacles in pocket. That's what do you call it? Oh, it made me pick up something else too. Ace of in pocket for sure. All access pass, death in reverse, transformation. Like, dude, you can transform anything, Tina. You can transmute anything. So before you get rid of stuff, consider that. I mean, how do I say it? Before you leave certain avenues that normally impair judgment on varying levels, they're like, consider this. Consider your power. Okay. All right, let's do that. Okay. So, final words before I gotta move on to do some other things, okay? Spirit, what are your final words on this? I mean, we could do a part B, but like for now, I gotta tend to my personal stuff, my family stuff. Final words, Spirit. Okay. 6. Oh my gosh, the Lovers and High Priestess in reverse. This is an ultimate inner knowing, being able to become self-reliant, just absolutely loving yourself in order to speak up for yourself. Like, hey, even if I were single with no kids, you know, I still have an inner child. I still love myself and desire more for myself than just the bare minimum or of, how do I say it? I'm not saying I was presented with the bare minimum, but I think more of myself and I think highly of what I bring to the table as well as others do. And I'm not afraid to speak to that, given that there's an ultimate inner knowing that once I vocalize that, others are able to more fully recognize it. Because if you keep things bottled inside, let's say if we were in a relationship, how would I ever really know? You know, how communication is very, very important, and the High Priestess knows all about that. So it's about also being, this is the second time we've had the High Priestess in reversal, in Hangman mode. So this is kind of also studying abroad and understanding the mechanics and the dynamics of it, that it's still pretty strong within its abilities in how do I say it? Standing apart from the situation, like looking at the lens of a microscope, you know, understanding what that looks like, knowing that like I couldn't really say the same for myself like way back when. So knowing where I'm at right now, I've grown a lot thus my opportunities have. So that's what I want to say. Okay. Bottom of the deck is 10 of Wands in reverse. So let go of any burdens, any mediocre constructs, because I'm hearing like the 3 little pigs. The first one was built out of straw, second one was built out of sticks, third one was built out of bricks. So we're talking about let go of like the mediocre constructs here. Okay. And then top of the deck is 2 of Cups, another version, like a more casual version of the Lover's card. So this is absolute harmonization, infinite, sacred chord. So building like solid connections. That's great. Okay, that's it for now. So now that this reading is officially over, I thank all my sponsors and supporters, all donations provided in light and love. They're received and employed accordingly. Thank you to all my new subscribers and repeats. Thank you for your support. Thank you to all my well-intended customers and visitors that come through. It makes life more fun to see how worlds kind of intermesh. So thank you for respecting me and all that is associated with me. So, upon closing all portals, I sent all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas to assisting with that rollout, that sequence. In light and love, I close all portals associated with this reading to ensure privacy, security, and protection. In light and love, closing all those portals.